Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Art Weekly. I'm back at the sewing machine. It's become compulsive. If you're new, this is an art channel with a few other creative things thrown in, and I've just tacked down ART, and I'm so pleased that I didn't let this go to charity. I had a quick go through my charity bag and pulled out a few things. If you're new, I've been in the last couple of weeks embellishing sweaters. First of all, patching a hole on an old sweater and then thinking about how I might take that further. So I've got art and I've got some other letters to go on. You can probably guess what that might come to. So all will be revealed. I'll get that done and then I'll get into some painting and drawing for this week. A bit more paint has gone down on this sister painting, and I put in a wash, an orangey wash, which I'm wondering about now because I really love this lemon. But other areas, I do really like the black. I like this light pink wash of petal on the black banding. So that's what I kind of had in mind. Oh, I'll let that continue through. And now seeing these two here, what I really have in my head is a series that gel in colour and with this river of black, if you like. So I'm very, very tempted to get a few more of those going up. I'll work up on a few more, I think. Other projects, as we're getting so close to the holiday now, other things that I'd like to do, I'd like to tie up. I've got lots of loose ends. I've got canvas. I was looking through this morning. I've got canvas boards that have got just a ground on them, and I don't really know what I'm doing with them or when I started them. And what really I'd like to do is give myself a challenge on the smalls, on the minis. I started thinking I've got a whole heap of singles, and then obviously I've worked at some stage and thought, I could work doubles. And now I'm challenging myself if I could work up triples, or sometimes in galleries, if you took a whole large area and had a grid, a cohesive, not a random grid, but in my head I want to do a cohesive grid. And I'll show you what I've started on, spurred on by doing that some more Concertina actually. Oh, we are waiting a heater. It was supposed to come yesterday, a bigger, more efficient heater, because the gas heater is fumy. We're running the dehumidifier and the new windows are all vented, but I'm really noticing it this year. So fingers crossed the new heater will come today. I've bought up, I'll turn the camera and I'll show you the progression on the Concertina and a funny story about some smalls. Rocket came up this morning with me. I still think he's looking for the old front door. I'm sure he can work it out. He's not silly. So I thought about making more smalls. These are singles here that do look nice together. I like that, but I also like it when you've got a little series that looks cohesive. I want to grow, as I said, I want to grow a panel. And I'm really taken with some of the bits I've put in the concertina. Where have I got? I've kind of got to there, and I've got just a little bit left to go. But the beauty of the concertina is that I just keep working. You can work back at the beginning, in the middle, or the end if you want. So looking at that, I took the images. I'll have to photograph and drop the photos in of a little 4 that I thought would look really sweet, inspired from the concertina, or taken from elements of the concertina. And then, oh Lord, if I've learned a lesson, it is, don't assume that the piece of lovely watercolour paper that you start working on is blank on both sides. Because I was actually working on something on the reverse side of this watercolour paper. Unknowingly, I've got doubles. So I'll make the decision as to which 4 I'm going to keep, but I'll get the camera and I'll photograph right now. My feeling is the yellows I'll run with, and I can very easily sketch up these guys again. So note to self, always have a good look at the paper you're working on and don't assume there's nothing on the back. Oh, silly me, never mind. Okay, my very subtle text, abstract, I strengthened in, can I find it? I can't see because of my scarf. I strengthened up the B a bit, and then, like so many things that I paint, I suddenly thought I can take my time with this. I've got the bones of it down, so if I want to go around and strengthen in the letters, I can do that when I'm in the mood. So I'm quite pleased with that. It'll be great to get this painted up white. I've unloaded a trolley that was up here, back in the house, back up here. I think I've got trolleyitis, and I love things on wheels. I think that is the crucial thing. You come up with different areas and ways of working. And my feeling is when I'm working on the smalls, I then also always get the urge to work up on something big. And I've got, in moving things, I have got one of our homemade stretched canvases, and I only got a tiny bit of gesso on there. That is just calling me now, and it kind of takes up that space quite nicely. So I'll get some gesso on there. I'm so enjoying those florals in the house that I could take this down and work on the easel down in the house and reference the 2 paintings and yeah, enjoy having a bit of fun with this one. Back to the house then. Come on, Rock. Come, Rock. I've got a squeegee here. So hungry canvas, it really wants to suck that in. So I haven't quite got enough for my edges, but I know I've got another tub in the cabin. You have to leave this really for 24 hours to dry, and the point of the gesso is that it creates a non-yellowing ground before you go in with your acrylic paints. It gives it a bit of a tooth. What you can do after this is dry is you can sand it lightly and you can go again, and that will give you a really smooth surface. So meantime, I'm thinking I might take the A1 paper is about this size, so I might start work on a sheet of A1 paper, taking the elements that I really like. I like that they're quite blousy, they're big and blousy, and I like the colours, so freeing myself from being using the restricted colour palette up in the cabin is a chance for me to go all out colour mad. I've laid out a piece of wallpaper and my intention is to use the roller and the gel plate to get some paint down and then put my 300 GSM paper onto it. Well, you have to work really fast. It's not as dark as I wanted here. However, I will go with it. And I love a basic beginning, and so I'm, you know, it doesn't get much more simplified than that. So I'm away. It's such a lovely feeling. I'm loose, no worries. It doesn't, everything can change. I can lose this if I don't like it. I can make more of it if I want to, and I can now just start building up. Okay, basic beginning then. I'm experimenting with a few more colours, and I've just pushed in, and this is just a piece of kitchen towel, just to get that lovely effect. It's leaving bits behind, but I can, when it's dry, I can peel those off. And remember, you can please yourself and you can experiment with techniques in any order that you like, that works for you. It's just all, it's all finding out. It's all, I'm curious. I think so long as you stay curious, you'll stay engaged. What next? So very quickly, I've got to a point now where it really needs to dry. The paper, it will start to buckle if I put too much more on at this stage. Oh, I've got a mess going on here, but everything can be tuned up. I do love a floral. And I could take a photograph at this stage. So that's what I think I'll do. If I were wearing my t-shirt, go again, I will possibly do another one. I could possibly get going, leave this at this stage and get started up on another one. So that is a possibility. I'll take a photo. The gesso's dried up. Nicely. So basic beginning then. I've printed a little bit of the wallpaper and I thought, while I've got the black paint on the gel plate with the roller, I can just lose that bit of paint. Work with it. It might stay and it might go. I'm thinking another basic beginning here on the big canvas, and I just love that you can have an idea, and having the 300, the heavyweight paper, really enables you to get something off the ground. You could call them practice pieces, but you can keep working on things and see if you want to go in that direction, if you want to flesh out an idea. So I think working on the paper is just for me, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely a good idea. On this canvas, I've decided I don't think I need to do a black band. I think I'm going to keep this without black. We'll see. I will no doubt change my mind, and that's the beauty of it. You can chop and change as you go. I've had a fun time this morning mixing red, brilliant red, and lemon, yellow, green to get this tan. And thankfully I had just enough of the mix to get a tabletop in. There's nothing left. Just a little bit there on my brush. So I could just bring it up and introduce a little bit of it. Just in a really small way. I could just introduce a little bit of that. That actually might be quite nice. I find myself in all these weird positions rather than having my back to the camera, and I've no clue what that is going to look like. But so that's a step forward. I'd put in a big lamp shade up here, probably influenced from the work I was doing in the mini concertina. And then this morning, that was last night, and then this morning thought, what are you doing? I don't want that at all. The scale was off, so I've just taken that out. And if it's not a worry, but in the back of my head the whole time, I think what I want to do with my painting is try and keep the spontaneity of the beginning, of the basic beginning, which I love. And then it's really easy to lose that, and I'm very aware of it. So what I'm telling myself all the time is keep going, but remember to, if I need to stop and pause and bring back that initial kind of vitality or strength of colour, I can do that, rather than get too entrenched, concentrating on one thing. The heater has not arrived, and we've had a message to say it hasn't now even been dispatched. Maybe there's a demand on them, and it might not arrive until the 22nd. And if it doesn't arrive until the 22nd, we should then try and chase it up. I walked away and just turned, and it's pale blue. It's pale blue that I want to introduce on here. So I'm going to mix a pale blue and drop that in and see what happens. To me, this is what painting is all about. I started just a few days ago with the blank canvas, and I'm thrilled to bits. If I do no more to this, I could happily live with it on my wall. I will refine, I will go in. I absolutely love the pale blue. I was unsure, but I've tried it and I love it. So the painting is there. It's a happy ending. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. I'll let it dry and then go in and refine areas. There's a lot that I can do, but it's I'm absolutely thrilled to bits. So I'm so glad that I decided to carry on with that blousey theme. Yeah, really, really good. Very happy ending. Back where I started with the sewing machine, I've got the red jumper project. It's an alteration on an already altered top. We were really lucky to get tickets for the English National Ballet Nutcracker. So that's what we did yesterday, along with a trip to the crazy lights on Bond Street. I will drop pictures in. This is about the third or fourth time I've tried to film this without being an emotional wreck. All I want to say, I won't even look at my notes because I don't think they're helping. My heartfelt thanks, my gratitude to all you guys for watching, all the kindness, precious words that mean so much and have helped you support. It's a lovely community and I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful for it. So I'm grateful that you watch and that you comment and subscribe. It's a very special thing to me. So heartfelt thanks. Have a fantastic holiday, however you celebrate this time of the year. And let's look forward to 2025 as a really fantastic, creative year. I think kindness is a gift, and I'm very, very grateful for your kindness. I'm going to get on with some sewing and I'm going to drop the images in and get this video uploaded before it's too late. Have a lovely Christmas and I will see you in the new year. Bye for now.